Well, David's resignation.
That's exactly what I did, and the screen went blank, and then it had little colored
No,
lines.
I thought we were officially
And I just
electing you
said-
at this meeting, and that he was in charge until we did that.
It says, it started saying start record, now it says stop record, so I assume
Okay.
it's recorded.
It is.
So, but your resignation's already effective, right? So Lynn, you're in charge here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was
All
Lynn.
right, so Rich Academy Museum Commission meeting for Wednesday, August 23rd, 2023, at 9:30 a.m. in the small conference room at Town Hall. We'll call to order. I guess the first thing we need to do is have a roll call of who's here.
Sandy Hall?
Janet Cassidy?
Liz-
Deborah Miller?
and Lynn Zalazak. We need to have our reorganization. It is time for that. David Spitz, our beloved David Spitz, has resigned, so we need a new person in charge. Do we have a nomination?
I move to nominate Lynn Zalazak as chair.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Any opposed? No. Okay.
Thank you, Lynn, for stepping
Yes,
up.
thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Being the sacrificial lamb?
Yes, exactly.
Speaking of reorganization,
Yes.
I would like to step down as clerk. So we need a new clerk.
Okay. We have nominations for the position of clerk. Somebody's got to do it.
Deb?
I just wrangled my way out of secretary on 2.
So you made room.
What are the rules of order there? There's the formal. How formal do these notes have to be?
You've seen what I write, right?
Generally speaking, I mean, it's,
Legally, the only requirement is that you note that there was a meeting and keep track of motions and whether they passed or not. Everything else is nice to have, but not necessary.
plus you have tapes to watch.
Yeah, that's what I do, because I don't do shorthand,
But
so.
we're traveling quite a bit come September 18th.
It's quite a bit.
Sorry.
On for the winter?
Pretty much, yeah.
Ooh. So you won't
We'll be
even,
back at Thanksgiving, and then we take off at Christmas time again.
Well, then I'll take it. God, swore I'd never do it again for another committee in my lifetime, but
Well, hopefully we will not have to have monthly meetings.
all right, I'll do it.
thank you, Sandy.
Sandy has volunteered to take the position. Is there any opposed?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I know, I know.
Thank
There
you,
goes my
Sandy.
antique hunting in Harwich.
Yeah, you're banned.
I'll finish for today if you
You
want.
need a
me to.
vice chair,
we
too.
Yeah, we need a new vice chair.
We need more people on the committee.
We do.
Yeah.
That means at this point, there's only one other person who does not have a position.
I'll do that. I accept or whatever. I accept.
So if you're not here and she's away, then it turns out to be my job to run the meeting. Isn't that splendid?
But you won't have a quorum.
But I won't
Right.
We
have
don't
a
have a
quorum.
quorum, so we can't meet.
Yeah, right, true, good. Well, not good. Okay.
Well, we may, we're doing road trips, so we're going up to Newfoundland and Canada, so, that's like a 3-week clip, and then we'll be back for a week, so maybe.
Okay.
I'll work
We
my
need to
vacations
ask
around
the Board of Selectmen to give us a new member ASAP.
I will, see, Don Howell is our contact, so I'll ask him.
He's everybody's contact. Look at all the committees, he's
And if anybody has any ideas for good candidates.
Trouble with my neighborhood and friends, they've all become snowbirds. And they all disappear the middle of October, and you don't
Mhm.
see them till May.
Right.
Okay.
All right, are there any other changes?
Did you make that motion? Did you formally elect your vice chair?
Oh, yes.
Did we?
Did we?
Well, let's do
No.
that.
Move
I
to it.
Accepted
Mo-
without any.
Motion to accept
Motion
Deborah's.
to accept Deb Miller as vice chair.
Second?
All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. It's been a long time since I've done Robert's rules. If I
That's what I
really
was-
mess up, please tell me.
That's what I was trying to
I
think.
never learned Robert's rules, so.
Well, it's probably been 8 years. Okay.
We don't need to be all that formal,
Right.
do we?
No, we don't. I'm just trying to get myself back into the swing mentally. Item 3 on the agenda is public comment.
Do we have any comments from the public?
Moving on then, approval of minutes. June 2nd, 2023, are there any changes or additions? Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Old business, status reports. Okay, I guess this is me and David, since you were with me.
I'm listening.
Okay. We went and met with Sean Libby the last week about where we were on the building, just to get an update before this meeting. And we're in fairly decent condition. Basically, the final step that had to be worked on was the plumbing, and that was supposed to start, I believe he said, the 28th, where they hook all the plumbing back up. Sean said that the other Sean is currently working on the walls, putting up wallboard, repairing those. Hopefully, it should pass inspection very soon. There is a problem, though, a pretty big problem, but Sean is working on a solution for that as well. Apparently, the architect made a couple of errors concerning the basement. We had some leakage in the big rain. It appears that the way the water as it came off the roof did not drain away like it was supposed to, and it gathered and water was coming in through the grout. And it's an architectural design problem. He is trying to come up and has a plan to come up with a way to reroute water away from the building when it rains, so that when we have those heavy rains again, am I getting this correct?
I think so.
It should not affect whether the building passes or not. My concern, and something that he is well aware of, is making sure that it will be watertight. And he says he has a plan for that to happen, so that eventually we can store things down there. Right?
Yes.
The ramp.
Before you leave that,
Okay.
I think what you need to do is make sure what he's done, what he is going to do, and when he has done it, and then wait for another heavy rain.
Yeah.
Can we go back to the architects for anything, any reimbursement or?
He's been talking with them, but it does not look positive. It's just poor architecture.
We have to have some kind of recourse on this, don't we? I mean, even if it means suing the architect. This is so fundamental to the whole purpose of doing what we're doing, to have to have them design a building.
I don't know how much Sean felt it was an architectural error, or how much it was an unusually heavy rain. He feels there does need to be a supplemental step in terms of dry wells or something like that. I didn't get the impression that he's inclined to go after the architect, I guess, but I can't speak for him.
There were 3 areas. 2 were very small, one was pretty good size, underneath the north end. That was the north end, right? That had the biggest area,
I think it was where that,
the columns are.
underneath the ramp went into the building
Right,
and no longer goes in at that location.
right.
Underneath that section of the ramp, which is where that old concrete ramp that they had to take out. I think it's in that area.
Okay, so that's more the west side.
And we have gutters.
You don't have much gutters right now. That's been for quite a while in Sean's plan to do.
Right.
And I believe that is probably going to come out of that supplemental funding article for town hall.
The
Okay.
sinking fund.
So we need good big gutters. Yeah.
On the east side, where they laid all the stone
Mm-hmm.
that was supposed to absorb, he did say that he is going to have to put a gutter above there, which it has not had, but it became obvious when it came down that something was going to be needed to.
Well, you need gutters anyway just to protect the building. Never mind the basement.
Yeah.
Because that rainwater is,
I think what is important, Sean is paying attention and he's being directed to put a fair bit of focus on this building. There's a large amount of money available to address gutters and other things. Sean is absolutely the person you need to continue a relationship with. I think Lynn has already started doing that very
Good.
well. So I think
yeah.
you folks pay attention. Contact Sean, either coming to a
Yeah.
meeting, which he probably doesn't want to do very often,
Right.
or through Lynn. And I think that they've got the resources. It's actually more resources being put to this building than we had before.
Okay.
He is in the process of writing the bid for the architect for the exterior preservation and window restoration project. He did express a concern that there may not be enough money for the whole project. Remember that?
I do, and I think that's because
Cost of change.
the architect indicated that it could be done through containment of the lead,
Right.
which is different than what was done at the library,
Right.
where they scraped everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now that it's going out to bid, Sean is worried that whoever bids on it may decide that that was not the best advice.
Right.
If it turns out to be more like the library, I think that's where he's saying,
We're gonna need
More
more
money.
money.
I tend to always underestimate the problems, and I think he's overstated. Time will tell who's right about that.
So that should be done, he said, last week he said within a couple of weeks.
Well, it looks great at this point. It's
Right.
nice to drive by it and see it happening, so.
The ramp, there's a section of old ramp he says he will be replacing. The new ramp goes to the north side, the column side. The reason, once again, that it did not go back to where it was for the future elevator.
Mhm.
'Cause that is in the plans. The steps to the back door that the society normally uses should be in probably next week. Reminder to Janet, no idea what that is for. Oh, there is a a concern on the inside for farther down the road. In the cranberry room, the big white room, the ceiling and one of the walls, two of the walls are covered in painted copper, white painted copper.
Hmm.
The ceiling looks great. However, on the walls, it is peeling. He's trying to think about what to do with that situation. If we take the copper, if we take the paint off the copper, it will probably destroy the copper wall. And also, he does not want to test it for lead, because that could change everything
Right.
if it is found to be lead paint. Maybe, I think he might actually be thinking about covering up the wall, putting wallboard.
Just
over it.
encapsulating it,
Yes, encapsulating it.
but the ceiling will remain.
Yeah, the ceiling's fine.
Mhm.
There's no problem with that. It's just on the side, and if you've been in there, you saw there were pieces, big pieces of paint that was peeling away from it.
And it's really copper under that?
Yeah, it's
I didn't
copper.
realize that.
Don't let that get out.
Yeah.
Why don't we
They won't be
sell-
stealing the artifacts, they'll be stealing the ceiling.
Why don't we
Fund all
sell-
our restoration
Sell it
projects.
all and pay for the restoration
Yeah.
out of that money.
Is that it? Oh, you remember anything else?
No, I don't.
Okay. So that is where we are on the status report on the building. Heat pumps, he's working on that. Those are going in soon. And the building, of course, will not be open for probably a year, but the society should be able to move their stuff back in next month so that we can free up those pods. There we are, in the building.
Yay.
Uh,
Just making sure you clarify the pods lease.
Yes.
It's October 10th.
Ah,
So we need to get those empty by October 10th.
Right.
Or we have more money to pay.
You're gonna have a work party?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All are welcome.
Okay. That sounds like fun.
We are, the society is doing that, correct? Work party?
When we get a date, which
Yes.
I don't have yet.
Right.
So we need a date.
Okay, so under new business, we had the building update with the ramp location, the water leak, the interior copper wall. It's already been done. Okay, September 14th, we have to do a report to CPC. Present a report to CPC on how the funds have been spent. This is a 6-month annual report. I have requested the information. We should be writing the report very soon. They've told me that I should have the information in the next couple of days. Do I have a volunteer?
Did you talk to Megan?
Yes, I did. Do I have a volunteer to present this? Hearing none, I guess I'll be doing it.
Joys of being in the chair.
Yep. Do we have a report from the, is there any other new business? No? Do we have a report from the Harwich Historical Society?
Actually, the only thing that I was going to discuss was emptying the pods, and I think that's already been taken care of. We just, like Linda said, we need a date, because we'd like to get those pods emptied so we don't have to put on any more money
That's right.
to continue to have our stuff stored in there. And I believe, are we allowed to even just go into the building if we need to at some point in time? It's just a question.
Sean said once it passes inspection, we should be allowed to be in the building.
Now, does that mean does that mean in the building for like our meetings?
Yes.
Okay, so we can end the library.
In.
Yes.
Okay, and our computer can go back
Yes.
once the inspection's done?
Yes, once we pass inspection.
Okay.
And
But
is-
that's a ways out.
is that scheduled?
No, well, Sean says there's still a couple of things that need to be finished first. He just said in September.
In September?
So hopefully
September.
by the end of September, maybe?
has to be because we have to get the
We
pods
have
out.
to do the pods by.
Yeah,
But
but-
it all depends upon getting the plumbing done. 88, Sean, the other Sean number 2, Sean Murphy, is working on all the ADA compliances inside the building. He's already fixed the thresholds to the different rooms. He's already moved the handrails. He did get a variance so that we could use the old rails that just been moved up.
He's been over there every day.
Yeah, yeah. So,
So just let Sean, number one, know about the date of the pods.
Mhm.
That might affect his thing.
yes, yeah, I've mentioned it to him
Okay.
a few times,
Okay.
yes.
And
Okay.
Sean has said that he would send a couple of people over because there's some stuff that's in the pods that is heavy.
Right,
And his crew, his people last time moved them from the building to the pods. So that's why we're looking for that date so we can schedule it.
right,
And we could be there to take the rest of the stuff.
right. I want to give him at least 2 weeks between bugging him so that he doesn't,
Time marches on.
I know,
Because we've got some, I'm on vacation,
right,
I'm on vacation.
Linda's on vacation, it's all in the end of, middle to end of September.
right. But it also comes down to when he says it can get done.
No, I understand that, but as far as, help is concerned,
Right.
that's what I'm thinking.
And follow-up is not a bad thing.
Yes,
This
absolutely,
time marches on
absolutely.
his schedule as well.
I'll get more pestery once we get in September, first couple of days of September. I wanted to give him at least August to have peace.
Okay, no, it's fine.
This is one of the biggest, most fun parts of the job,
Right,
is deciding how much to be passed and how
Right.
much to respond to everybody else's trying
Right.
to get you there. So,
Right.
good luck with that.
But that's it for me, thank you.
thank you. Approval of events?
What events?
What events?
It's just always on there.
Okay. Approval of bills, we don't have any bills to
We don't have
pay.
any money to pay anything.
All right, is there
That's-
anything else anyone would like to bring up?
The approval of events is usually the museum director's schedule of events and
Yeah.
historical societies. And
The only thing we have there are ghost tours and walking tours that are still going on.
Yeah, we have 2 more walking tours, September 26th, I think is one of them. Oh, yeah,
August
it's right
26th.
here. Is it August, sorry?
Yeah, but that's not
Yeah,
on the
I-
grounds, so you don't, that's not on the grounds
No.
of the museum, so you don't need our permission for that.
No, this particular tour starts on the grounds and then walks.
But that's still,
Right, that's, yeah. But we do have 2 tours left.
it's
and
not
then
like,
those tours.
if it was something like putting up a tent in the parking lot and having a
Oh,
big
yeah.
thing there, then you know.
Thank you for the clarification.
I have one question for you. When do the farmers markets end?
I have no idea.
We should end,
is it October?
Columbus Day weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so
You
it
know,
goes
that
into
Thursday.
October?
I think it goes through
October.
early October.
Sort of depends on the farmers, how much stuff they have.
True. All righty then. Is there anything else anybody can think of? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're done.